This is a video compilation of sample interview Q&As from 2024 to 2025 from the Online Third Meet Facebook page. Perfect for deck ratings and deck cadets aiming for officer promotion. General interview questions. From a company that must not be named, here are general interview questions with sample answers related to maritime duties, navigation, and safety procedures tailored to the role of a third officer. These responses are based on standard maritime practices and regulations, such as those outlined in SOLAS, STCW, LSA Code, ISBS Code, and COLREGS. Duties and responsibilities as third officer. The third officer, typically the junior navigating officer on a merchant vessel, has the following responsibilities: navigation watch, stand watch, example 8 to 12 or 2000 to midnight, and ensure safe navigation, including course plotting, position fixing, and radar monitoring. Safety officer, execute maintenance and inspection of life-saving appliances and firefighting equipment, ensuring compliance with SOLAS, LSA, and FSS code. GMDSS, operate and maintain the Global Maritime Distress and Safety System equipment. Documentation, prepare documents for port-related activities, assist with passage planning and safety drills. Emergency duties, participate in drills and take charge of lifeboats or muster stations as assigned. What is restricted visibility? Restricted visibility refers to any condition where visibility is reduced due to fog, mist, heavy rain, snow, smoke, or darkness, impairing the ability to see other vessels or navigational marks. According to Rule 19 of COLREGS, vessels must take specific actions, example, reduce speed, sound fog signals, and use radar to avoid collisions in such conditions. What is a head-on situation? A head-on situation occurs when two power-driven vessels are approaching each other on reciprocal or nearly reciprocal course, so as to involve a risk of collision. As per Rule 14 of COLREGS, both vessels should alter course to starboard to pass port to port safely. Food and water in lifeboat. How many liters or food supply for each crew? As per LSA code, a lifeboat must carry water 1 liter per person. Supply in the lifeboat is a total of 3 liters. Watertight receptacles. Having a desalinator would be beneficial. Food, a minimum of 10,000 kilojoules, approximately 2,400 kilocalories of food rations per person, typically in the form of high-energy biscuits or emergency rations. These supplies are intended to sustain occupants for at least 2 to 3 days. Number 5, how to calculate shallow contour. Sample approach, ship's draft minus measured depth is equals to corrected depth. Corrected depth plus or minus tide equals shallow contour. Number 6, what pyrotechnics are inside the lifeboat and how many years expiration? Pyrotechnics in a lifeboat are distress signals including 6 hand flares, red, burn for 1 minute, 4 rocket parachute flares, red, ascend to 300 meters, 2 buoyant orange smoke signals for daytime signaling, expiration typically 4 years from the date of manufacture, after which they must be replaced as per SOLAS requirements. How to enter a traffic separation scheme. To enter a TSS, follow Rule 10 of COLREGS, join or leave at the termination points, or if mid-route, enter at a shallow angle to merge with traffic flow. Maintain the designated lane, proceed in the direction of traffic, and keep a proper lookout. Use VHF to report intentions to VTS or Vessel Traffic Service if required. Adjust speed and course to avoid impeding other vessels. Number 8, a vessel 200 meters or more in length, how many life buoys? Per SOLAS Chapter 3, Regulation 32, a vessel over 200 meters requires a minimum of 14 life buoys with at least 2 fitted with self-igniting lights and smoke signals. The exact number may increase based on the ship's safety management system or flag state rules. Number 9, what is the use of ECDIS? ECDIS is used for real-time navigation and position monitoring, primary anti-grounding tool, route planning, and monitoring with alarms for deviation or hazards. Example, shallow water, wrecks, displaying updated electronic charts, replacing paper charts, enhancing situational awareness with radar overlay and AIS integration, ensuring compliance with IMO standards for safe navigation. Number 10, in port, how do you handle a visitor coming on board? Verify identity and purpose, example, check ID, visitor log, ensure compliance with ISBS code, example, provide ISBS ID to them, security level checks, escort the visitor to the duty officer or duty personnel, brief them on safety rules, example, no smoking, restricted areas, log their entry and exit times in the gangway logbook. Before exiting, take their ISBS ID as well. Number 11, what is ISBS? The International Ship and Port Facility Security Code is an IMO regulation under SOLAS Chapter 11-2 to enhance maritime security. It addresses threats like terrorism, piracy, and smuggling by establishing security levels 1 to 3. Roles, example, ship security officer, and procedures, example, access control or drills. Number 12, if you find damage while the vessel is in port operation, what action to be taken? Report the damage to the master and chief officer immediately. Assess the extent, example, structural or equipment, and document with photos. Notify port authorities, flag state, and class society if critical. Conduct temporary repairs if feasible, or arrange for permanent repairs. Update the ship's logbook and file a damage report. Number 13, how to test GMDSS equipment. Daily, test VHF-DSC, MF or HF-DSC, and NAVTEX for functionality. Weekly, test EPIRB and start manually without activation and via self-test mode. Monthly, full GMDSS tests, including battery checks and communication with shore stations. Record all tests in the GMDSS logbook. Number 14, location of training manual. The shipboard training manual is typically located in the crew mess room as required by SOLAS Chapter 3, Regulation 35. It must be easily accessible to all crew members. Number 15, what is the purpose of the shipboard training manual? It provides guidance on operation and maintenance of LSA and FFE, emergency procedures, example, abandoned ship or firefighting, crew familiarization with safety equipment and duties, compliance with SOLAS and STCW training requirements. Number 16, how to maintain your LSA and FFE during underway. Conduct weekly and monthly inspections, test equipment, lubricate moving parts, and check for corrosion. Record maintenance in the planned maintenance system. Number 17, what is the most difficult work as a third officer on board the ship? This varies, but common challenges include managing navigation in heavy traffic or poor visibility, balancing watchkeeping with LSA FFE maintenance duties, handling fatigue during long watches or emergencies. Number 18. As duty officer, you encounter heavy traffic. What action is to be taken? Increase vigilance, lookout, radar, AIS, reduce speed if needed, Rule 6 COLREGS, comply with COLREGS, example give way, sound signals, inform the master if the situation escalates, adjust course to avoid close quarters situations. Number 19. Departure of a vessel as third officer. What will you do? Prepare departure documentation and follow departure checklist. Passage planning assist and chart preparation if paper charts are still supplied. Conduct pre-departure checks, example navigation equipment, GMDSS. Lead mooring party if assigned on deck or assist master in maneuvering the vessel. Log departure time and other relevant details. Number 20. When you test the main engine, what proper action to be taken? Coordinate with the engine room and inform the master. Ensure the vessel is clear of traffic and in open waters if underway. If moored, check if cargo ups are finished, all crew members are aboard, check for slack of lines. Test steering gear and emergency controls simultaneously. Monitor parameters, example RPM, temperature, and log results. Number 21. Give examples of publication books. Nautical Almanac, Admiralty List of Lights and Fog Signals, Notices to Mariners, Sailing Directions, International Code of Signals. Number 22. Where can you test your ship? In port, main engine test, coordinate with the engineers, check mooring lines, check steering gear, 12 hours prior to departure, pre-departure checklist to be complied. At sea, main engine test, coordinate with the engineers, check steering gear 12 hours prior to departure, comply with arrival checklist. Designated areas, as per port or flag state requirements, example, sea trials. Number 23. What is the meaning of the Night Order Book of the Master? The Night Order Book contains the Master's specific instructions for the officer of the watch during nighttime or unattended hours. It includes navigation directives, example, course changes, hazards, speed adjustments, and safety precautions. Number 24. What is a monthly exercise on board the ship? Monthly exercises include fire drill, simulate firefighting scenarios, abandoned ship drill, practice lifeboat preparation and muster, enclosed space entry drill, train for safe entry procedures. These are logged as per SOLAS requirements. On board the ship, check your drill register. Number 25. What is the purpose of the firefighting system and firefighting appliances? Prevent, detect, and extinguish fires on board, protect life, property, and the environment, and ensure compliance with SOLAS Chapter 2-2. Number 26. How many kilograms in life buoy on deck and the bridge wings? As per LSA code, a life buoy must weigh at least 2.5 kilograms, while those fitted with lights and smoke signals weighing 4 kilograms. 7. COLREGS interview questions with answers for deck cadets and deck ratings. From a reliable source in an office in which will not name, these are some of the interview questions thrown at deck cadets and deck ratings regarding COLREGS. Number 1. Describe the difference between a stand-on vessel and a giveaway vessel, according to COLREGS. What actions would you take on the bridge if your vessel is the giveaway vessel in a crossing situation? Sample answer. Stand-on vessel versus giveaway vessel. A stand-on vessel is the one that should maintain its course and speed in a crossing or overtaking situation, unless it becomes clear that the giveaway vessel is not taking action. A giveaway vessel must take early and clear actions to avoid a collision by altering its course, speed, or both. Actions as a giveaway vessel. Immediately assess the situation, make a bold course alteration to pass well clear of the stand-on vessel, reduce speed or stop if necessary, communicate via radio or signal if required. Number 2, explain the required lights and shapes a vessel underway at night must exhibit according to COLREGS. Briefly mention any differences for vessels towing. Sample answer. A vessel underway at night must exhibit masthead lights, white light forward and aft if over 50 meters, side lights red port and green starboard, stern light, white light at the stern. Differences for towing vessels. Display an additional masthead light, exhibit a yellow towing light above the stern light, shapes a diamond shape during the day if the tow is over 200 meters. Number 3. What are the appropriate maneuvering actions a vessel should take to avoid a close quarters situation according to COLREGS? When would a danger signal be used? Sample answer. Maneuvering actions. Take early and substantial action to show your intentions. Ensure the change is visible to the other vessel. Example, a large alteration in heading. Danger signal. Use 5 short and rapid blasts on the whistle if unsure of the other vessel's intentions or if there is immediate danger. Number 4. Use sight of vessel on radar that appears not to be following COLREGS. Describe the steps you would take as the officer on watch. Sample answer. Monitor the vessel closely on radar and visually. Maintain a safe distance by altering course or speed early. Attempt communication using VHF radio. Use appropriate sound signals, example, danger signal. Document the incident in the ship's logbook. Number 5. Explain the concept of restricted in her ability to maneuver according to COLREGS. Give an example of a situation where a vessel might be considered restricted. Sample answer. This refers to vessels unable to deviate from their course due to specific operations. Example, a dredger or survey ship laying cables. Number 6. In your opinion, why is it crucial for deck officers to maintain a thorough understanding of COLREGS? Sample answer. Ensure the safety of life, property, and the marine environment. Reduces the risk of collisions by providing a clear set of rules. Builds confidence and professionalism in handling challenging situations. Number 7. Beyond memorizing regulations, how can a deck cadet develop good situational awareness to effectively implement COLREGS at sea? Sample answer, bridge practices. Regularly monitor radar, AIS, and visual lookouts. Discuss potential collision scenarios with the watch team. Practice identifying lights and shapes at night. Training. Participate in simulator exercises. Study COLREGS publications and real-life collision cases. Mindset. Stay alert and think ahead to anticipate situations. Keep learning and asking questions to improve your judgment. Remember, gents and ladies, not all companies have the same format or questions. This is just a guide. I highly recommend going back to the basics, which is studying more. 5 promotion interview sample questions with answers for Deck Cadet with promotion to Deck Officer. From a company that must not be named. Number 1, tell us about your cadetship experience. What did you learn most? Answer tip, highlight bridge watch, mooring ups, cargo ups, safety drills. Show balance of theory plus practice. Sample answer, during my cadetship, I focused on learning bridge watch procedures, documentation and reporting, cargo monitoring, and participating in drills. The most valuable lesson was that safety and communication are the foundation of all shipboard operations. Number 2, how will you handle a collision risk during your watch? Answer tip, highlight COLREGS and bridge procedures guide. Sample answer, I will follow the COLREGS, assess the situation using radar and visual observations, then take early and decisive action. Number 3, if you are the OOW and the port state control inspector comes on board at the gangway during your watch, what will you do? Sample answer, I will welcome them politely, notify the master, and cooperate fully. Number 4, what will you do if you encounter something on board that you don't know? Answer tip, be completely honest here. Sample answer, admit and tell them you don't know and will research for it whenever possible, or I will ask my senior officers and learn the correct procedure. Safety is more important than pride. Why should we trust you as an officer of the watch? Sample answer, because I have completed my training properly, I respect procedures, and I am committed to maintaining safety and professionalism at all times. 5 promotion interview sample questions with answers for deck rating with promotion to deck officer. From a company that must not be named. Number 1, you worked as a rating before. How will that experience help you as an officer? Sample answer, it gives me practical insight into how jobs are done on deck. I understand the challenges ratings face, and that will help me plan and supervise tasks safely and realistically. Number 2, how will you handle being in charge of your former colleagues? Sample answer, I will maintain professionalism. I will give clear and respectful instructions, remembering I was once in their position. Respect is earned by example, not by force. Number 3, if a crew member refuses to follow your order, what will you do? Sample answer, I will calmly explain the reason behind the order, stressing safety. If the refusal continues, I will report it to the chief officer or master while maintaining discipline. Number 4, what's the biggest difference between being a rating and being an officer? Sample answer, as a rating, my responsibility was to follow. As an officer, I am accountable for planning, decision-making, and ensuring safety during operations. It's a shift from doing the work to leading the work. Number 5, why should the company promote you to officer? Sample answer, because I have proven myself through years of service, I've gained both experience and formal training, and I am committed to applying that knowledge responsibly as a deck officer. Before, during, and after interview tips for deck cadets and deck ratings with office promotion. Before the interview, for both deck rating and deck cadet, review company procedures. Since you're already in the company, they expect you to know their SMS, safety culture, and shipboard routines. Prepare your documents, updated COC, certificates, TRB for deck cadets, and sea service records. Refresh maritime knowledge, brush up on COLREGS, SOLAS, MARPOL, ISM, and cargo operations. Cadet to officer. Review your training record book and note key tasks you completed, bridge watch, cargo, mooring. Rating to officer. Think of examples where your practical seamanship, mooring, cargo handling, safety drills gave you insight that will help you as an officer. Reflect on how you'll handle the transition from follower to leader. Number 2, during the interview. For both deck rating and deck cadet, professional appearance. Even if the interviewer knows you, dress and present yourself properly. Show gratitude. Acknowledge the company's trust in considering you for promotion. Communicate clearly. Answer questions with confidence. Connect everything back to safety, teamwork, and leadership. Cadet to officer. Emphasize learning growth. As a cadet, I focused on learning. Now I am ready to take responsibility as an OOW. Be prepared for scenario-based questions. Example, collision avoidance as OOW, handling a distress situation, responding to PSC inspections. Rating to officer. Emphasize leadership transition. My background as a rating helps me understand the crew, and as an officer, I can bridge that gap with respect and authority. Be prepared for leadership questions. How will you manage your former colleagues? What if a crew member doesn't follow your order? How do you ensure safe work practices? Number 3, after the interview, for both deck rating and deck cadet, thank the panel. Simple courtesy goes a long way. Follow up if applicable. If HR or crewing ask for additional papers, provide them promptly. Maintain readiness. While waiting, keep studying and practicing. Example, review bridge procedures, COLREGS, cargo ops. Cadet to officer. Keep notes on areas the panel suggested you to improve and actively work on them. Show willingness to be assigned where needed. Car carrier, bulk, tanker, etc. depending on the fleet. Rating to officer. If successful, start preparing mentally for leadership. You'll be giving orders, not just following them. If not yet successful, ask for feedback and show determination to improve. Key takeaway. Cadets must show they are ready to step from learning to responsibility. Ratings, meanwhile, must show they are ready to step from following to leading.